Hi, this is Praveen Gautam, your trusted dental marketing advisor. Today at 360 Dental Marketing channel, we have got a very popular guest, Dr. Padma Gadiyar. A little bit about Padma. She have started her business just 7 years ago, and now she have built multi-million-dollar practices right here in Australia. A little bit about her: she's a mother, author, entrepreneur, and of course a dentist. So welcome to the channel, Padma.
Oh, it's amazing to be here, Praveen. Thanks for having me.
So I was just reading and couldn't help but notice you were in Mexico for the beauty pageant for Mrs. Universe.
Yes.
Tell me more.
Oh, yes. It's always been a childhood dream to be a beauty queen, and who doesn't want to be crowned as one? And I had this opportunity to be Mrs. South India.
Wow.
And represent India in Mexico at the Universal pageant. And you know what? I loved it. It was amazing being with those gorgeous women who were not only beautiful, but had lots to share from experience perspective and how they wanted to give and serve their community and the world. So I had, I did not just participate there. I made friends for life, and I learned a lot from there.
You bet.
Oh, yes.
So it must be a very proud achievement in your lifetime, I would imagine.
Yes, especially coming in the final 6 was a huge booster for me, because look, I don't come from a fashion background or a beauty background, and I did this because I was passionate and it was on my bucket list to do it. But I wasn't as prepared as most of the other contestants there. But I came in the final 6. It was an amazing journey with the photo shoots, learning a lot about how to pose and, have a beautiful picture taken of you, how to talk, how to carry yourself. So I think in the long run, it's going to help me a lot.
Fantastic. Obviously, I can see that it will naturally, for every woman, it will boost her confidence, isn't it?
Oh yes, it's a confidence booster, not only, and it's a lifestyle changer, I believe, because it made me love myself more, the person I was seeing in the mirror. It made me more better in fitness. I started taking care of myself. I ate healthy. I looked after myself. So when you say self-love,
yes,
it helped me love myself more. That's the ROI I think I got out of the pageant.
Wow. Love self more.
Yes.
And we all have to, because we are, these days we are so busy on, no matter whether it's dentistry or any other businesses, so caught up on our own daily process. So looking after yourself is a key. Then only you can look after others.
Yes, and believing in yourself that you could do it. It's self-love, belief, and people are judging you all the time. You don't want to be judging. You don't want to be doing it for yourself. So I felt that it raised my bar to the next level.
Wow, good on you. Good on you. That's fantastic. Now I'm always curious when I meet with very, very inspiring people or very inspiring women entrepreneurs. It always fascinates me, because people talk about the positions like I'm a CEO, I'm a director, I am the company owner. But obviously every position comes with great responsibility. So would that be okay if you just share, obviously you being as a mother, author, entrepreneur, dentist, and consultant, how do you handle all these multiple hats, and how do you manage well?
You've told everything, but I think the role that I really enjoy being a mom.
Wow.
So you're talking to me about work-life balance. While I feel that's a myth, it doesn't exist. It's about getting your priorities right and following your passion and being very disciplined in different roles that you play, in different hats. You have to be ready to keep switching hats as responsibilities come in front of you, the challenges come in front of you.
Yes.
So that's how I prepare myself. I just go with the flow. I know what I want to achieve at the end of the day, the outcome that I want. So I'm pretty planned.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, for the amount of work that I do and the roles I play, I'll be exhausted.
You bet.
And it's not that I don't get tired. I do get tired, but I have a never give up attitude, and I show up because I want to be a role model to my kids.
Totally.
That they look up to me and say, yes, we can do it all. We can have it all. My mom did it.
Yeah. That is certainly an inspiration. But just on that, if I can drill a little bit deeper, yes, we prioritize different things. But as entrepreneurs, when you're so involved, like in a day, obviously, so whether that might be dropping the kids or getting the kids ready, and then coming down, doing your things, how smooth it would be, or what is the secret? What is the secret? Our viewers want to know what's the secret. Tell me a little bit, which we all can implement.
I think even in my earlier days, the one thing that I realized was to create a support system.
Like?
People you can leverage and you can trust with. Not only with the work, at work or in business, but also in your family life. Wow. Like I've got an amazing support system with my sister, my brother-in-law, my husband, all supporting me if I can't fill a particular role. They don't make me feel guilty about it. They're happy to take over and do it. Same thing in business. I've got amazing team members. I've got managers who can fill in for me because they know how I operate and work. They've been trained. They've been watching me over years.
Yeah.
So my secret is my team and people around me.
Beautiful. And that's beautiful. And that's what fascinates, when I deal with a lot of entrepreneurs. Many, sometimes when you go and speaking or consulting, many people talk about products and services. Don't get me wrong, they are good product and services, but it's all people who drive that, isn't it? So what you're saying is obviously the basic as a people.
Yes, absolutely. You have to have people with you because they are the ones who are cheerleaders who keep uplifting you all the time. Because you can't be doing it for yourself on a bad day. So you need the right people doing the right job in your team.
And how do we find the right people in the right? So
it's experience proving over a period of last 7-8 years now. We've hired, fired, gone through different businesses. So I think it all comes with experience. But right now, I follow what Tony Robbins says. Hire slowly, fire quickly.
Yeah.
So that's how I've always been following for the last couple of years that I've been with Tony. That's what has worked for me.
Wow.
And it's more not on the skill aspect of things, it's the attitude. Do they follow my vision? Are they on the same boat? Are they speaking the same language, carry the same body language skills that I do? Can they see the same vision like what I do? Are they working towards the same goal? Then they are in the boat with me. Because otherwise they will be just drilling holes.
No, totally. I totally get it. It's all about the team effort, dream team, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. My fascination with people has increased more and more in the last year or so with so much of technology advances that I'm seeing and with artificial intelligence coming into picture. My fascination with people has increased so much more.
Wow.
Because I feel with technology and artificial intelligence, there's one thing that they can't bring in is compassion.
Yes.
The customer service.
Yes.
That part will be hugely missed.
Yes.
So people can fill up for it and still keep their jobs.
Yes. Now, that's good. We'll come back to the technology part. Now, also, most of our viewers here, this is purely focused for dental entrepreneurs, dental business owner, dental practitioners. So what are the top, in your last 7 years in your journey, what are the top 3 challenges if someone, let's say, have just started, been 3 years in dental market, you see, practice it. What are the challenges and how we can overtake it?
So in today's world, I think, let's take Australia for an example. The 3 top challenges I feel dentists face is firstly, is generating enough leads. And more than that, retaining those patients.
Yep.
Secondly, I feel a rising number of graduates and rising number of corporate practices that are coming into the market.
Wow.
While I feel that's not a huge threat. Because in the US, 50% of their markets are owned by corporates, while in Australia, it's still less than 8-9%.
Right.
So it's not a huge thing, but amongst dentists, it's a huge threat is what they think. Okay. And thirdly is, because on the second note, it is increasing the competition.
You bet.
Yeah, because they have better buying powers and reduction of prices is much more easier. On the third is managing people. most of the business owners, if you sit and have a chat with them, their biggest pain point is the staffing.
Yeah, no, something I can see, because even when we help a lot of our dental clientele, we understand lead generation, retention is important. At the same time, you mentioned about the competition is it's growing. Every dental, every suburb there is 6, 7, 10 dental practices right now, and managing staff. I totally get it. Now, being as a practitioner, wouldn't that be challenging? What you're saying is, do they have to learn? Because being as a dentist is one thing, being as a business owner is a different thing. So are we lost? I mean, is our viewers lost? Can you just simplify it? Because you are a dentist. So obviously it has taken a lot of time and years. So how we will simplify?
Look, I don't know why your viewers became dentists, but I became dentist because it was my mom's dream. But I love it now, because not only do I get to transform smiles, but I also get to follow my passion. I've always been passionate about business. And like I told you before, I've been in business quite long, because I used to work with my grandfather and my father in their businesses as well. So I was always passionate towards business. While 70% of us after graduation do come into private practice, business is still not taught at dental schools or medical schools.
Right.
So while we end up in private practice, we don't know what's going on. So the huge gap is within our education system. Our system is failing us. And we fall, we go into business with an idea like, oh, let me jump into the water and I learn swimming. That's that's what we did 8 years back. It does not have to happen that way. We have my book now.
Yes.
How about, you have a guide which I have written step by step. You don't need to do the same mistakes that we did. You don't have to drain those, thousands and millions of dollars into the drain. You can just buy this book, go through it. Everything is given step by step.
Beautiful.
So that's what I feel was the huge gap, and that's why I came up with the book.
Wow, good on you. You must be very proud. Now, I have certainly read that book. I recommend to all our viewers. If you don't have the books, please check our website, and we will have here as well. Now, just on that note, you touched beautifully that why you have started as a mom's dream. I can relate that as every child. But I'm fascinated when Simon Sinek said it's not what you do, it's why you do. What is your compelling why? Why you're doing so? As a business owner, as a dental, or if you are planning to open up the dental practices, it's not being as a good dentist, isn't it? You have to be almost like all-rounder to understand what's happening in your marketing, what's happening in your nurturing system, what's happening in your team, what's happening in everything. So it's pretty much as a holistic approach.
Yes.
But if what you're saying is, if your why is compelling enough, then anything is possible. Is that right?
Look, most of us have our whys as dentists very much set straight. We want to serve people. We want to get people out of pain. We want to, improve their smile and their confidence and give them a better life. Yeah. So we have our whys sorted. But I realized while we have our whys sorted, we don't have a why sorted for ourselves. Because most of the dentists out there are surviving in their business, and less than even 10% really thriving. So I wanted to create more thriving dentists and dental practices.
Wow.
So that was a huge gap that I did see.
Yes.
And even this morning I had a conversation with a dentist, and that was the conversation about that he was just surviving and how he could thrive and take his business to the next level.
Yeah, very, very good point, because obviously there's so many grads coming up. It's like, over market is over flooded. So it's a matter of how can you stand out? What are the things you can be a point of difference? It's not like I can clean your teeth or, fix the root canal, but it's all about the caring factor. What's just a couple of things which differentiate you between other dental practices?
And that's the huge, I would say the point of difference in all our practices is the way we provide the customer service and the customer experience to our patients.
You bet.
And that's our standout point. And that is one thing I measure. Look, I measure all the KPIs, I measure a lot of things, but one thing that I am really particularly focused on is the customer experience.
All about customer
Yes,
experience.
yeah.
Now that also is a nice segue to the another question which I was thinking. Technology. Now technology is moving so fast.
Yes.
And obviously with all your visits in US, as we would, and every time I go to US and come down, oh God, really, I mean, first of all, I always get amused. So where do you see technology hitting? I mean, many dentists are talking about digital dentistry. They're talking about revolution, transformations on cloud. Where do you see AI? Where do you see augmented reality? Where do you see the data in dentistry? Is it still relevant?
Oh yeah. I don't see, dentists going out of work or anything like that, while their life will be much more easier. I would say the AI, the data technology, the augmented reality or whatever is coming into the market, I think we are going to have a better life because the diagnosis, the monitoring is going to be just made simple.
Yeah.
For the patients as well as for the dentists. I have been involved in a lot of technology advances in the recent years now, and I have seen that whether it was getting a scanner into the practice or even getting computers making our treatment plans.
Yes.
Life is just easier for us now.
Yes.
So I just look at that technology and welcome it because it's going to save me a lot of time, and that time can be invested back into my family or building wealth or doing something that I'm more passionate about. Developing, I have a hobby.
Yeah.
So whatever makes my life easy, I'm going to welcome it.
I love how you think definitely as a dentist as well as an entrepreneur. And that's where we can't stop. I mean, we can't stop what's happening. We can't stop future. It's going to happen whether you accept or you don't accept.
No, you got to be an innovative leader now. You can't be like, how you practiced dentistry 50 years back because the markets have changed.
Yes.
The markets are changing rapidly in the last 5 years. Okay. And it is going to be more quicker and quicker and quicker. So if you're not an anticipated innovative leader, it's not going to be, your business is not going to survive. You're going to exit.
Yeah.
So the only thing that is in our power and in our interest is how can we accept the change quicker, be more resilient, and make a choice to take our game to the next level.
Yeah, totally.
Because we are passionate about serving our patients, and that is always going to be there.
Yeah.
So whatever we love to do, we will still be doing. It's about just how we incorporate into our system. That's all it is.
I think again, it's a mindset as well, because to be honest, even I had a bit of experience when we had, in our marketing, some of the campaigns, when we pitch chatbots to some of the leading dental providers, they say, oh, wow, I mean, what you're saying, Praveen, is, all the jobs are going and, all our receptionists, everyone is going and just talking with bot. Is that what you're saying? And that's not right.
No.
Obviously, that may be in 10 years time, but what we're talking here is to make the life easy so that whoever in a reception, they can serve well, they can be present.
Yes.
They can serve to your patients more, they can be more interactive rather than they just be in a phone. So it's just a different way, because obviously the generation shift as well, as you can imagine, like more millennials are checking, the more millennials are wanting everything now.
Yeah.
So it's not like going to dentistry and get the report in like, couple of days. It's gone with those days. So you agree, what you're saying is, do you agree completely with the changes?
Look, it's not about me agreeing or not agreeing. Look, the change is coming.
Yeah.
Irrespective. We have to learn to communicate better on how we can integrate a new technology within a team environment so that everybody feels secure about integrating it.
Yes.
So when you are telling me about the chatbot, they don't know what the chatbot actually does. How it is going to make the life of the receptionist a lot more easier and tracking much more easier as business owners. So that's the lack of communication, and because they have not seen something like that before.
Yes.
It's the conditioning that the market has already done to us. So to take them to the next level, it's going to take a little while.
Yes.
But they have to get there, because that's where we are heading towards.
Yes.
So
No, that's beautifully answered. I really appreciate that, because technology is one of my passion things, and I see clearly that in every industry, no matter it's medical, dental, it's going to come up. So as long as a leader, you are aware of it, and in some way, somehow you are forefront of it, it's a way to go. Now that's good.
I love technology myself, Praveen, you know it. So I'm always looking at ways how we can integrate into
Yes.
our day-to-day work life.
Yes.
And what are the things that can be made more simpler.
Yes.
And time saving.
Yeah.
So I love technology.
Good. Now, I'm conscious with the time here. Now, you mentioned about the book. So why people have to read? As you mentioned already, there's 7+ years of your experience. But is there anything especially for the new leaders, new dental owners who are just starting the practice? Why this book? What is how this will help? Just a couple of points would be good.
Look, the challenges that you have as a new practice owner is always going to be there. The book is only going to give you a guide and a way for problem solving. It's not going to give you a solution for every problem you have, because all of us have different problems. But it's going to give you the right mindset and turn your passion into profits. Also, every practice is an image of its owner. So by following the steps that we have created as a blueprint, you are not only going to save a lot of money, but make huge amount of profits for yourself, because you're going to start with a really good habit of measuring your KPIs from day one. You have your marketing plan sorted out even before you go into ownership or you start your practice. You have the right accounting advice that has been given with respect to a company structure or a trust structure within the book. A lot of people who have read the book and have just bought the practice have told me, you know what, Padma, you've made it so easy for us, especially with respect to how to even run meetings with our team as to how do I communicate our vision to my team from the start. You have told me how to be more honest.
Wow.
With everything, and put systems and processes into place, which nobody even thinks about, because everybody is just about running the show. How much more patience can I see?
Yes.
But having those good habits put into your system, to start with an end in mind, and when you are really ready to go and move into buying your next practice, it's been step by step explained in the book.
Wow.
How you need to get your appraisals done. You don't need to sell your practice. Exit doesn't mean you need to sell your practice. It's about making a point as to when you're ready to go and buy your next one.
Totally.
So I've redefined buying and selling of businesses for these new generation leaders and owners.
Wow. That's certainly, that reminds me, I think I have to reread that book again, and I would fully recommend to all our viewers, please, if you haven't downloaded, so where do they find this book?
The book is available on my website, www.professionalpracticesales.com.au/shop, and it's also available on Kindle and Amazon.
Beautiful. Thank you, Padma. Now, just before we wrap up, I remember when we first met, that was in Melbourne. You talk about something about women and women empowerment and youth leadership or youth guidance. So tell me, I'm so fascinated when people talk about women empowerment and youth. That's my ear goes really, tell me more. So why are you passionate about? Why women? Why youths?
Look, women have for ages been given the responsibility of raising the next generation. And I would like to bring it into the attention that, again, with the influx of AI, Jack Ma recently said we need to have more women leaders. And I totally agree with that, because the way women carry out in business with compassion and nurturing is way different to practical approach by men. And I want to make more and more women independent financially so that they can make the right choices in their life. So they're not just because they're financially dependent, they don't need to be emotionally dependent. And with the youth I want to teach them more entrepreneurship.
Wow.
Because the way we are advancing in the world, that's the only way to go.
Yeah.
So I want to bring more new generation people into understanding the numbers and the way entrepreneurship has been, redefined in today's world. I want to create more women in dentistry going into ownership. In 2017, 53% of the dental community was women, but we are less than 10% into ownership. So I want to get more women into ownership in dentistry. I want to create 1 billion more women leaders all around the world who can enter entrepreneurship.
Wow.
If I can do that, that's what I want to do.
Wow.
That's what I'm really passionate about.
Very, very inspiring. Very inspiring. It's all about changing one entrepreneurs at a time, one youth at a time, one woman at a time, so you can make a difference now.
Look, I can't be everywhere. Like you said, you can only light candles, and it just keeps growing. So that's how I want to do it. If I can empower one woman, I have empowered 4 to 5 people in our family.
Absolutely.
So,
that's a metaphor I took out from my mom when I was, back from Nepal, coming down all the way to Australia, and my mom said, look, I know, because my mom is all about the woman empowerment, and she give this metaphor, obviously, as...
My grandmother was into it in 60s and 70s. While I did not see that spark in my mom or my aunts, they were very much content being housewives and looking after kids. But I think I've got the spark from my grandmother.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. Thank you so much for your time. Anything you want to share with the viewers which we haven't covered here today?
You can follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and look, you have any questions to ask regarding buying, building, or selling your business, please feel free to leave me a message.
Thank you so much, Padma. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
It's wonderful. I hope you get a lot of insights out from this interview. Feel free to reach out to Padma. She's very much helpful. She's giving a lot of value to a lot of young and women dentists. So if there's anything she can help or we can help, please let us know. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.